Kevin Mayo, and today we're drinking Acre Brewing Navaja, I believe it's pronounced. I don't normally look up videos of a beer I'm going to review because I don't want to be influenced or swayed by what other people are saying. But I have to admit, I looked this one up because I had no clue how to pronounce it. Matter of fact, it took me a while to figure out on the can what the third letter was. I didn't even know it was a V at first when I bought this. I bought this about a week ago. It was canned on the 10th of January, so it is a month and 8 days old at this point. I don't know anything about Acre Brewing. Obviously, we're getting it in Massachusetts now. I bought this up in West Springfield, Massachusetts. And again, I looked them up. They've been around since 2006, and they have two breweries, or one's brew pub / brewery, and it seems to be reasonably fresh. It's a double IPA, 10% ABV, and you know everything I know at this point. Some of you probably know more than I know. So they're out of Chicago, I know that too. So let's go ahead and give it a pour. As always, if you like the reviews, please subscribe. We're always looking for new friends. And go ahead and leave comments. I should say, when I was looking it up, it looks like this has got a fairly high reputation. Untapped and Rate Beer, all of them had decent scores for it. So let's take a look at what we've got. It is a dark yellow, reasonably clean, clear, a little bit of haze on it, lots of bubbles streaming up through it, but only about a half a finger of nice bright white head. So it's a very typical darker beer. Back in the days, a lot of the IPAs and the double IPAs tended to dark yellow, bright orange, and that's kind of where this falls on the spectrum. And then, I mean, that's it. I said fair amount of carbonation, bubbles streaming up through it. I get some nice pine notes. A little bit of fresh cut grass. Kind of an earthy note to that fresh cut grass. So actually more like say fresh cut grass, fresh cut hay, and then when you turn it over again, and I don't know how many farmers we have out there, but when you turn it over again, you kind of get a nice, and that's kind of what you're getting. An underlying hint of citrus. Can't really say if it's orange or tangerine or lemon, but just a kind of a citrusy undertone. And it's not really a lot of aroma. I mean, I got to dig to get at the aroma. It's not one of some of those beers where the aroma just cascades over you. So let's do the taste. Everything a beer should be. Really. Wow. This is fantastic. And I'm going to say fantastic in a boring kind of way. There's no over-the-top notes to it, no over fruity, over bitter, over malted. I mean, this is extremely well-balanced beer, especially for a 10% ABV. So I get a nice little bready, malty undertone up front. Then at the back end of it, I get some nice citrus, maybe even a hint of like an orange juice flavor, just a touch of sweetness. It finishes bitter, but not really killing the back of your throat, kind of bitter, but it's a strong bitter at the back end of it. And it does finish quite dry, which I kind of expected out of a 10% double ABV. It finishes quite dry. You get a little bit of resin on the back of the tongue. This is fantastic. I love this beer. I can't tell you enough. I mean, it's so different from so many of the other beers you're having these days. And I'm not knocking the tree houses and the New England style IPAs and the juice bombs and all that stuff, because I love those too. But this is it's not sessionable, again, 10% ABV, but it is eminently drinkable. Just wonderful. You just want to drink more of it. It's crisp, it's tart, it's delicious, and it doesn't overwhelm you. The beer settles in the back of your throat, just enjoyable. kind of what you got into beer drinking for originally, way back in the day. In my case, back in the 70s. So score-wise, I guess in my world, this is like an A beer, 95. I don't think anybody else is going to score it quite that high because it's not as hopped up over the top as a lot of other beers. But in my world, I mean, this is one of the favorite beers I've had in a long time. Good job, Half Acre. I said I don't know much about you, but I think I love you. Till next time, keep drinking.